Welcome back to another beautiful day in the Matrix. We got another awesome live stream. A lot of stuff is going on. My Wi-Fi is glitching in and out of the Matrix. My boy Bill the Bulls putting in works. Got a lot of stuff going on. Take care of the family, all that good stuff. But hey, we're still coming to you guys. We got news and everything across the board. Bill the Bull, how we doing today, sir?
Brother, it's good. I'm so dedicated to this fucking bull run that I'm taking this live stream. I'm not canceling. I'm in my car. I'm actually about to pull over because I want to give people the alpha. I want to give people, whoever is viewing, what's going on in the market, because you might not think about it, but we're in a bull run and the fun's not going to last. There's no time for sleep and there's opportunities everywhere in the market. So that's what we're going to talk to you about. Let's fucking go. Chris, how are you doing though, man?
Doing good, man. Hey, just like you said, man, there's opportunities. There's so much going on in the bull market. And for this live stream today, we're going to be talking about new narratives forming because there's stuff popping up every day. But like you said, man, it's time to lock in. We're not going to go to the bar. We're not going to go on vacation. We're not going to do all this dumb crap. All we're going to do is lock in, focus on blue chip meme coins, no sleep till 2026, the year of the horse, and then drive a new Bugatti. That is the only thing that matters right now.
Facts.
You know what I'm
But
saying, my man?
we might have to rest in 2025 because, as we know, I think it's going to be a fucking bloodbath. I think it's going to be a disaster for everybody. But the only way that you can stay safe is to secure your wealth, and I think that's going to happen in the next few months. So no sleep for sure till March. Let's go.
Yes, sir. I love that, man. And before I just get into just some news and stuff just going on across the market, because we do cover a lot of like the new and what's going on. I'm just curious to hear your thoughts. We spoke about the blood moon here and there on our past podcasts. Another great reference to the blood moon is when this occurs, something bad typically happens. The last one was back when FTX collapsed and we had the stuff with Sam Bankman-Fried. Bill the Bull, I'm curious to hear your perspective on the blood moon. And is there any other events outside the FTX collapse that happened on a blood moon?
Yeah, look at 2022. So there are two blood moons in 2022. For those that don't know, blood moon is just a fancy term for saying a total lunar eclipse. And whatever you want to say about astrology, your opinion doesn't matter to me, because what matters is I believe the billionaires run this show, and it matters to them, and results have shown that there's something to it. So in 2022, as you're referring to, the second blood moon occurred in November. The day after, that's when FTX collapsed. Well, there was a second blood moon earlier in the year, a first blood moon. That was literally within a few days of Terra Luna collapsing. We all know Terra Luna, right? And that is in May. And so the total blood moons have actually called the tops of 2018, the 2017 cycle. It occurred in 2018. That marked the top. It marked the two tops in 2021. There were blood moons. So there's something to it, and the crypto market absolutely runs on it. And we discovered through, our mutual friend Serranos, who we're going to do a podcast with him or a live stream together, all of us. But basically, there's two blood moons in 2025.
Yeah,
not good.
I agree, man. I agree with your assessment. And when you look at these blood moons, you always get these crazy events. And the famous saying by, I believe it was J.P. Morgan, millionaires don't study astrology, but billionaires do. And if you look at how these events lined up and how certain things happen, there is a correlation. And whether or not you believe in this stuff, some of the richest people in the world do, and it's something to keep in mind, because there's always these like weird little signals that are given before something big happens. I'll give you an example. Actually, I don't want to use that example because we'll get kicked off of YouTube. How about this? World War I ended exactly on 11/11/1907, if I recall, but they did it on the 11th month of the 11 day. And it has a lot to do with emotional energy, and also has a lot to do with the fact that if you end something like that on 11 day, then you're not going to get conflict resolution, which rolled over into World War II. I got to double check the day. It's not 1907 World War I ended, but it doesn't matter. The point is, there's things that are going to happen, and something me and Bill the Bull pay special attention to. Now, let's just get into the news and just go through some stuff, because I got some interesting things to talk about today. And I know Bill has some insight on a couple of things we're going to talk about. So the first thing, if you guys have been paying attention to layer twos, we talk about layer twos. Bill the Bull's man on base. We also do a lot of coverage of Pulse Chain, even though it's a layer 1. But we have a new layer 2 that's popping up, and it's called Ape Chain. Now, if you guys don't know, we had the Board Yacht Ape Club, and the Board Yacht Apes got together and they launched this new chain based off of the BAYC token. Now, using that token, they built out this layer 2 infrastructure, and believe it or not, they actually built a pump.fun type of platform when it gets into meme coins and the whole 9 yards. So what we're starting to see is a lot of people are going over, playing around on Ape Chain. Could be a potential another meme coin ecosystem to go and speculate on it. I'm curious to get Bill the Bull's thoughts on this. We got a new layer 2 Ape Chain. Do you think it's just all hype, or there might be something here?
Hype.
Hype.
Next. Hype. I mean,
Hype.
listen, at the end of the day, these chains, I'm so locked in. Like, there's always going to be, listen, there's always going to be, opportunities. All these chains have opportunities, and I think a lot of people are going to speculate. But, brother, yeah, Tron at least had the narrative of Justin Sun. 8chain, no one cares, bro. It's just a fun name. They're gonna extract value as soon as it's done. Money's gonna flow. There's only so much liquidity that can come in the market, right? And there's no way that 8chain is better than Base by any metric, or even Tron in that metric. So I think right now it's fun. I'm personally fading it completely. I don't really care. I'm sure it's gonna be fun, but the most of the attention in the economy right now is on Solana, and Solana's not going away. Solana is the play this cycle for sure. I love base, but right now it's gonna have one wave, and then it's just gonna build. All these chains are gonna have their waves. I don't know if anyone's gonna come back to Ape Chain, but I don't know, man. I'm not bullish whatsoever. I'm never going to go over there. No offense to anyone on it, but just not my cup of tea. What about you? Are you pretty interested in it?
No, not at all. I have the same exact thought process as you. I'm not. They popped up this layer 2 chain, and then we had a couple people come up and say, "Hey, there's life changing money being made on this chain. I just hit a 400x." And the minute you tell me that, that just crosses it off for me, because I already know you got there before everybody. You made your plays. You made your gains. Now it's time to move on. So, in my opinion, the reason why I want to pull this up is because these layer 2s are going to be popping up like crazy. Not only this is a meme coin market, you're going to see layer 2s pop up. First is going to be Ape Chain. Uniswap's going to pop one up. You're probably going to see some of the most well-established projects pull up and bring a layer 2 scaling solution to the market. So I think the main point that I'm trying to get across is, even though you get a new layer 2, it doesn't mean to go over and start DJing on it. If you're interested in making a short-term play, the best thing to go for is the main gas token or the governance token of that layer 2 that popped up, but you want to trade that within like a 1 to 3 day time frame. So for example, the Board Yacht Ape club token, that thing skyrocketed a little bit. That would have been great for a leverage trade or just a short buy-in, buyout type of schematic. You see what I'm getting here when it
Yeah.
comes to playing these narratives? Because the theory is most of these chains are going to try to use their main token as like some sort of gas token, but it still plugs into Ethereum. And if all the money is going through that said token, that's the best place to speculate, rather than go on and play with these meme coins and get absolutely wrecked, because there's meme coins everywhere. That's why me and Bill the Bull, we talk about blue chip meme coins for a reason. We don't talk about these crazy pump fund disasters. So yeah, man, I agree with you across the board, man. It was a narrative that I completely faded, and I said, nah, I'm good, man. So good stuff. Anything about that before we move on to the next thing?
No, I just think always understand if people are starting to, talk about the next shiny object on a chain no one's really ever heard of, you probably are exit liquidity. And until money really flows into the market, I really just think people should stay on the main chains, keep liquidity there, because that's where the volume will come. Go where volume is. And so yeah, I think it's just a, classic here today, gone tomorrow. Not bullish whatsoever. But to those that are printed, I salute.
Salute, man. Salute to anybody who makes gains, man. You gotta respect that. All right, now next thing. This is actually really interesting because me and Bill, we talked about VC funded projects. And this is really something interesting that I want to get Bill's perspective on, but I also want to bring to you guys, our audience. So, Prove AI launches on the Hedera network, bringing new standard in AI governance. So, there's actually a project called Casper Labs, and Casper Labs was a heavily VC funded project. They're getting into interoperability, payment solutions, real world assets, and the whole nine yards. Well, what happened was the project, I wouldn't say collapse, but there was less support for Casper Labs, and they decided to go a rebrand and go a different route and get into the AI narrative and build on top of the Hedera network. So basically, what I'm seeing is one of these big VC funded projects is slowly converting away from what they're originally doing and rebranding into a new project. And so, in my opinion, this is what we're going to see with a lot of these heavily VC funded projects to save the overall project. And in the future, and maybe towards the end of this bull market, a lot of these big companies and a lot of these big teams, they're going to come together, they're going to converge, and then we're going to probably see, I guess, like the monopolization of some of the bigger players. So, Bill the Bull, I'm curious to know your perspective on Casper Labs rebranding to Prove AI, and what do you think this means for other VC funded tokens coming on into the future?
I mean, they have to do something because VC funded tokens are the thing of the past. Again, I stress, I've started posting out clips of Murad and in his token talk of, and again, you have, if you're a meme coin investor, if you're someone watching this show, you need to listen to Murad's speech. It's literally a game changer and he articulates it very well. But in it, clearly, he states VC backed tokens are dead. They're just simply dead. It's the game has changed. So it makes sense that, other projects who have the token have to pivot because no one's going to buy it. I mean, it's vaporware. No one cares. No one literally cares about any of this garbage except for at least memes. You have a lot of value in it, in the value creation of friendship, depression reduction, so many camaraderie, hope, optimism, being a part of a global movement, religion. That's what memes offer, and these VC-backed tokens offer nothing except to pump, seed round investors back. So it makes sense that these projects are going to, eventually come together to form something. I'm completely bearish on anything VC backed. Absolutely. And I've said it time and time again. I'm not here for the long term. So whatever Hedera is doing, whatever, conglomerates they're forming, I just think it's a matter of trying to save face. It doesn't make me bullish on their projects at all. I still think it's just, a last ditch effort because otherwise if they don't do something, maybe the token holders are going to get upset and there's legal actions and stuff. So at least they're trying. What are your thoughts, Chris? Chris, you there? I don't know if Chris is glitching or if I'm glitching, but I don't know. Can you guys hear me in this? Anyways, I think Chris is glitching. So I'm on mobile, so I can't really share some charts. But let me actually just message him real quick because I don't want to be like chatting and it's actually just me like tripping. Okay, I guess it's just me. So listen, while we wait for Chris to kind of do his thing, let's talk some alts. So right now, if you're on base, like I love base, I absolutely love it. But let's be real, it's dead. The market's dead. No one cares about base. I think eventually it'll get there, but we have to be patient. It's unfortunate. My bags are packed. Shout out to a lot Nero and base. Shout out to Miggle. Shout out to my homies. But we have to wait. So now, if you're an investor, the money is on Solana. Absolutely, the money's on Solana. I know that a lot of you, thank you, Motown. I know a lot of you are into Pulse Chain, like, Titan X ecosystem. So for me, while we wait for Chris, and I really want to pull it up, you need to be on Solana because I think Solana is where everything's at. And I know a lot of you, if you've been following me, I post plays regularly and things are popping. There's obviously the AI meta. And obviously ones that I like are Zach and Oakmont. Oakmont, to me, I can get into that, but that's been a banger. Shout out to the Oakmont family. But let me get in touch real quick with Chris because the show kind of sucks if it's just me in a car speaking and I can't show any charts. So I don't want to bore you. So BRB. All right. Yeah. So, anyways, if you guys have any questions, please chat it up. Otherwise, I'm probably gonna end this because it's kind of lame being in a car talking. But anyways, if you're listening to this, be on Solana, at least ape something, feel something. I know Inferno's doing really well. I know all you guys are into that, but yeah, for me, my attention right now is on Solana. I'm gonna wait for Chris to come back, so we're gonna end this, and we'll probably resume once he comes. Appreciate you all. Talk soon.
Oh, whoa. Well, I'm back, but let's see. Cool. All right, let's even get Bill back. Sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on with my Wi-Fi right now. But yeah, man. So, oh wow, there's 122 you guys in here. Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but my Wi-Fi is all jacked up right now. So we're gonna try round two and see how this goes. But looks like we're still live. Just a little confirmation. If you guys can still see me, can you leave a comment down below? Bill, I'm so sorry, dude. I don't know why my Wi-Fi is trash.
Nah, you're good, man. It's so funny because like normally I'd just like pick up where you left off, but I'm in a car, so I can't like pull charts, and so I was just like talking like a fucking loser into the and so I'm not that entertaining, man, without like charts or something. So I'm not gonna be like I was like, yo, bro, all right, fam, I gotta leave because I don't know what I'm gonna say to you all, but
Yeah, I got you. Man. I got you. I got you. Well, hey, let's do round two, and if I glitch out of the matrix, we'll call it good. But
yeah.
there's still stuff we can still talk about. So last thing, the next thing I want to talk to you about after we saw the stuff with going on with like the VC funds and the rebranding and the whole 9 yards. Now, the next big thing I wanted to talk about was what's going on with a new airdrop. So we talk about layer twos. You done a lot of stuff with base, and believe it or not, we actually recently just had a new airdrop of the scroll token on the scroll network. And I'm gonna do a quick screen share. So you guys just come down here and check this out. The scroll token declines 32% as well. Scoop up airdrop. So scroll had a dedicated airdrop to the community, investors, contributors, and then some of it's dedicated to the Scroll Foundation, and then ecosystem growth in a whole 9 yards. Now, Build the Bull, I'm curious to get your thoughts on this. We just had the token airdrop for the Scroll Network. Do you see any potential in this network, whether it's for altcoins, meme coins, or do you think it's just another what's the word I'm looking for? Just another hype scenario, so to speak.
Yeah, man, hype scenario. I'm telling you right now, dude. Like again, I don't see a world because you have to understand the landscape's changed. Like there's so many different layer twos, layer ones, different blockchains. And at the end of the day, in order for it to succeed, you have to have diehard builders, community members. And I don't see a world again, like long term, anyone caring about this is just my opinion. I'm sorry if you're on the board or you have some project, your homies like really into it. But like Scroll, Linea, Doge Chain.
Looks like he glitched out, so I guess it's just me right now. But I think just building off what Bill said, when it comes to these types of new network tokens and whatnot in the scroll network, you're gonna see a launch of a lot of these more layer twos. And the scroll network is one layer two that's been talked about for a minute, and there's a lot of anticipation behind it. There he is, my man, Bill the Bull. You still there, bro?
Yeah, man, the Matrix is getting me. It's like now that I'm on a call, I'm on the phone doing a live stream. If I see like a call coming in, it literally just like blocks me from here. So definitely don't recommend ever doing a live stream again from the phone. Next week I will be by my computer. But anyways, long story short, I don't see a world where any of these like other chains really matter. Again, there's not going to be enough volume for it to sustain. And I don't see a scenario where base doesn't become that top spot. Like if base isn't having any volume, I don't see how any other train will be long-term sustainable. Now, when base becomes, a common occurrence like a Solana and stuff, then we can have that. Then we can revisit a talk about, okay, what will these other things have, long-lasting power. But yeah, to me, it's just a hype cycle. I think there could be money to be made. The airdrops have more liquidity now enter into the ecosystem. People are going to speculate, get in, get out, make some money. But yeah, man, I mean, I know nothing about it, but I don't honestly foresee myself ever really learning except for whatever you teach me.
Yeah, I got you, man. And I do agree with you. This is a hype cycle, and but on the flip side, with the token that we're seeing with Scroll and the network being built, There's a little bit of a community there. There's one token there that I really like. It's a meme token called Scrolly, and it actually did pretty well in the pre-bull market. But I think the big thing about these layer twos is, will they be able to foster and innovate culture on top of the blockchain? And based off of the stuff that you talked about with Murad and the videos I saw with him, and the stuff that we've been doing with meme coins, since we're big time meme coiners, meme coins revolve around culture, and culture is downstream of politics, and that's why meme coins have been taking such a huge expansion during this market. So I think overall, when it comes to Scroll Network, I don't see it being as big as Base, but it might be something to keep your eye on in the future, because you never know, narratives do pop up. Bill, you still there, my man?
Yeah, I'm here, man.
Gotcha.
Fucking, I would never leave you, Chris, by my own.
I, I got
By
you,
my
brother.
own. Yeah. No, but I think you said it spot on. And like I said, I think we're at a stage, because if you think about it, Chris, my hypothesis is, we have until February, March to really print generational wealth, right? And I think it's too late in the game for like a random layer two or a new narrative to come up to really, I guess, now overtake everything that's been built. So I'm talking about chains, right? Narratives come up all the time. So it's kind of like lock-in season. So it's like you need to be where the money's at. And right now it's completely, to me, it's Solana. I know Ethereum has, your Titan ecosystem, but to me it's Solana hands down right now. That's where people are. And so that's where I'm at.
I got you. I got you. And, also on top of that, actually an interesting narrative, and I had it up earlier before I had to shut down my computer. But just switching over to Solana, and this is the last thing before we get into, meme coins and charting and talk about the picks that we're looking at. So there's actually a token called Neon. And I was actually researching this earlier. And so Neon, it's another token that's based on this new narrative coming up called Solana EVM compatible projects. Now, if you guys are familiar with EVM, that's Ethereum Virtual Machine. And one of the biggest problems when it comes to Solana is the fact that you can't use a MetaMask wallet. MetaMask wallet is for EVM compatible blockchains, layer twos, layer threes, and now there's layer fours, which still blows my freaking mind. And so what's actually popping up is there's tokens called Neon, and there's also tokens called, there's another one called Solana SVM, Solana Virtual Machine. And then there's also a new project that Jack Levin's building called X1 or X, or yeah, he has another name for it. It's like XOLANA, Zolana or something like that. So they're actually building a EVM compatible machine on top of Solana. Bill the Bull, any thoughts on this narrative?
First I've ever heard of it, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really know much about it, man. I've never even heard of it. I think, like I said, right now I'm just so locked in that I don't even know what's going on. So are you pretty bullish on it? What are your like overall thesis of this?
My overall thesis is these types of plays are going to be similar beta plays to what we do on a lot of these other chains. And I think that if Solana is successful, then these EVM compatible chains that people don't understand yet could potentially explode. And the biggest upside behind them is not many people are researching these things, and not many people really understand how they work. So from I know this gets into the altcoins and stuff. So from an altcoins perspective, it, it's definitely a great trade, but also it's gamble on top. It's like a leverage play on top of Solana. So overall, I do think it's something that everyone should keep their eye on. But if you got a blue chip meme coin, I think that should take precedence. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does make sense. I think that makes a lot of sense. But yeah, if you have a blue chip meme, and on Solana especially, where you're really gonna last is if you are on a blue chip meme. Because if you just kind of ape, pump fun stuff every single day, you're gonna lose. Because 99% of them are just complete scams that hardly even get to radium. So yeah, if you have a blue chip Solana play, I'd say just mess with that. But otherwise, this is a good entry.
Yeah. And the last thing I just want to add here is, when we were in the last market, we had the L1 blow up, then we had the L2 blow up, then we had the Dexes, and then right towards the end of that market, we had the Shiba Inu blow up. And these were just narratives that people didn't understand. Originally, they thought centralized exchanges were going to be king and we didn't need decentralized exchanges, so they called Uniswap a scam. And then with layer twos, they realized that, hey, these layer twos may not be they're probably scams, so we're not going to look over them. And then Polygon came in and took over the layer two space. So bringing up these types of narratives, the big thing I just want to point out is there's going to be some sort of new innovative technology to hit the market to take everybody by storm. And if you have the eye to catch that early, then it could have some potential upside. So overall, that's all I want to say on that. And that's all the news we had to cover for today. And so Build the Bull, before we get into charts, any last thoughts on all the stuff we previously talked about?
No, man, nothing really. I mean, it's just like I said, this channel is all about learning about what's going on the entire ecosystem of crypto, and so there's always knowledge coming in. So that's why you turn to the next layer with Chris and I, so we can give you this, because you're not getting this at your Telegram DJ and call channel.
Absolutely, and you don't have to get so technical with these types of things, but if you just have a ballpark understanding enough to know so that someone doesn't BS you, then you'll be good to go in these markets. Now, let's get to the best part. Let's talk about some meme coins. We had to go through all the carnage in the beginning. Let's talk about all the stuff that we like. So I think we'll just go back and forth, and I'll tell you about meme coin I'm looking at. You tell me about meme coin you're looking at.
Why don't you, because now time's a little bit limited for me. Probably have a hard stop in like 10 minutes, but why don't we do this? Why don't we do, you pick your top two at this moment, what you're the most bullish on? Because if everyone's been listening to our weekly show, you guys have an understanding of like what we really are like, but everything changes. But why don't you give me at this moment the top two bullish meme coins you're looking at, and I will tell you my top two bullish meme coins. How does that sound?
Sounds perfect, my man. So I'll start off. The one project that I'm looking at when it comes to meme coins that I'm really bullish on, talked a little bit about in the last live stream, and I'm going to talk about in this live stream because I think it bottomed out and there's a phenomenal entry that could be potentially forming. The name of that project is HODL, or Half Orange Drinking Lemonade. So HODL is another meme coin on Solana. There's a lot of big names behind it. A lot of people really like this narrative. And in my opinion, I think there's a bunch of potential, especially since it's sitting at a $3 million market cap. Now, I'm going on the 4-hourly chart, and I've been looking at some training indicators. So we got a lot of stuff going on. So the first indicator that I'm looking at is I'm looking at the 13 to 55 simple moving average. And I'm just checking to look at the average price action for buys and sells. And one thing that I'm looking at with the 13 and the 55 is I'm starting to see these two moving averages converge. And when they typically converge, that means you're potentially getting a possible price reversal. That's one thing I'm looking at. The next thing, taking a look at the overall RSI. RSI is following a massive downtrend. It's showing indications that this price chart could be potentially overbought. And we recently, actually, as of today, we just had a pop above the RSI telling us that we're actually breaking trend line. The next thing I'm also looking at is the MACD. So the MACD, we're doing the average of the buys and the sells, and we have two moving averages, the 12 and the 26. The MACD just recently crossed at the same time we broke the RSI, and the same time we see these moving averages converge. And then on top of that, with the stochastic RSI, it's starting to bottom out and shoot back up. So in my opinion, based on these trading indicators, I know I gave you guys like 4 trading indicators at once. I firmly believe that HODL is starting to bottom out. This is a phenomenal point to start dollar cost averaging in. And if we just come over here and look on the daily, if we are able to close a little bit higher and form a doji or a spinning top doji, that could be the bottom indicator we need to indicate that this chart is ready to start beginning its wave 3. Because please keep in mind, if you're looking at Elliott wave theory, we are currently sitting in wave 1 of this chart, and we're about to start wave 3. So that is my first pick for HODL. Build the Bull, any thoughts on HODL, the narrative and whatnot?
Yeah, no, I know a lot of people are starting to talk about it. Your TA's on point. You are correct. That is a wave. Wave two has been completed. It seems like wave one. I'd be curious to know what the fib retrace was from the swing high to the swing low. Did it hit the 888 fib retrace, reverse retrace? That would be even better. Um, but yeah, I know a lot of people are talking about it, and I think that's what you need. We're trading with memes. We're trading attention. That's what memes are. It's trading the attention economy. So I absolutely would think it's bullish. Yeah, what is the fib retrace at? Just out of my curiosity.
Yeah, let me I'm gonna delete. I got a lot of stuff on these charts. Here, let me put this in log. Typically fib retrace are better than log.
That's
Um
beautiful.
yeah,
The
so
786.
we hit the 786, got
Beautiful.
rejected by 0.88. So it's looking pretty good as an entry in my opinion.
Yeah. So basically, that would be where you'd want your support to be. Obviously, those are the two things, and obviously, nothing's guaranteed, right? Because even when people understand with Elliott waves, it should make a 5 wave move, but it also could, if it's not going to, it will get a dead cow bounce. Typically there'll be a short term bounce, and then that means the leg hasn't completed. So what happens is, in your thinking, in a wave two correction, the wave two can be deep. It can even go deeper. There's no guarantee that it has to stop right there at the 786 or the 888 fib retrace. It could go below, and obviously that's extremely bearish. So what would happen if it was? And I'm not saying this is with this case, but just in general, always just be understanding that, like, there are certain levels where if it's a dead count bounce, it could be rejected, and that's still the start of the wave two, or it continues its wave three. But you always have to go into it thinking that the start of wave three is happening, but it's no guarantee. So those are the charts I like. And what market cap is this one, Chris?
3.1 million.
Oh, it's nice, man. So that's a beautiful, and it's been in play for how long?
I believe, let's see, October 2nd, so about 21 days.
And that makes sense, right? So the law of meme coins, the first 7 days, 7 to 10 days is where you typically get your wave one move. This is actually like real big alpha what I'm about to share. Because if you guys don't understand meme coins, listen, if you're here for a long term play, it doesn't matter. But if you understand like hype and whatnot, 7 to 10 days typically is where you'll see the first wave one. That's how long it will take for it to play out. And then your wave two is the corrective phase. That takes probably a month, I would say. You give it a month, month and a half. It doesn't matter, where it's just going to be cooking, consolidating. People are going to retrace. Don't expect all time highs at that point. After a month or so, then it has a foundation to go to its wave three. So, however you want to play it, that's on you. But given that amount of time, that's a good sign. So I am bullish on that, man. So I appreciate you sharing. That's a really good play on Solana, right?
Yes, sir, on Solana. So, yes, sir. So, Bill the Bull, what you looking at?
All right. So I can't share it, but maybe I could just tell you. Can you type in Oakmont?
I got you.
OAKMONT.
Yeah, I saw you guys in the chat talking about this thing. So,
Bro, I'm so bullish on Oakmont. And I'm going to actually eventually make a dedicated live stream to Oakmont. I called this thing at actually 250K. Legitimately. I don't think you've been reading our private room, but if you were, you would have gotten it too.
yeah. I've been out of the loop, guys. I've been lacking, man. I've been lacking, and I need
You
to
got
start checking that more.
you got to be in the trenches, bro. I
Yeah,
can type OAKMONT.
got it.
All right. So what is this bad boy at? What does it say right now?
55, 5.5.
All right. So let's switch to I don't know, that 1 hour chart. Put it on to I guess the log. Log would be good. That's nice too, but I wish I had some. Anyways, but you could keep it on that chart if you want. To me,
Hold
it's a
on.
clear 1, 2, 3, 4. We're about to hit the fifth wave. Um, that's how I've calculated. But if you look at this chart, has just been beautiful, and the whole point with Oakmont, Stratford Oakmont, it's basically all a bunch of Zach Chads that are in this. And Zach right now is struggling, but that's a long term play, and I think people are profit taking and whatnot. But for me, Oakmont is, and I wish next time I come, I'll show you the chart. And I've been posting on my Telegram, my X. But this thing has one last leg in it for it to complete its 5-wave move up. Law of meme coins, again, this is a bigger term play for me, but law of meme coins would should suggest that in the next couple of days, you'll finally find that blow off point where they'll be on wave one, and then you'll have the retrace like everything. But to me, the narrative of Oakmont is impressive because it's following the SPX model, the financial meta. This is the Jordan Belfort of the world, who's the Wolf of Wall Street, and the team is connected. It's all Zach people and Zach Chad. So that would be one for you guys to look at. Whether or not you buy, I don't know. I don't care. But that's the one I'm most bullish on at this moment on Solana.
Love it, man. Love it. And yeah, this just basically just looking at some of these indicators on this chart. I got this on log, and then I don't know why it's not staying on auto. All right, so we got this thing on log and auto. So, and then last thing I want to look at is RSI.
I really wish you were paying attention, Chris, in our room. I literally called this at 250K. The guys are eating.
Yeah, I messed up, man. I messed up. I got way too deep in all this other stuff. But
I
hey,
actually even posted on X too. So it's not just like I want people to understand, like follow me on X. I posted this on X as well hella early, probably the same time. Just because I realize it's the Zach community behind it. I'm a big fan of Zach. I'm a big fan of the VC behind Zach. And he launched it. So I'm just like, it's not going to rug overnight, and it's slowly showing. And the cool thing I like about coins like this, it's like retail's in it. So whether or not you're in this or not, I don't really care. But you need to find coins that retail is going to want to be in it, because if you're just only in degen land, first of all, you limit yourself, and there's so many different projects out there. They all rotate. Degens only rotate. So if you have to have long-term holders, and the only people who are really long-term are your normies. So whatever coin you find yourself in, make sure that it has normie appeal. I urge everyone to understand. Would your aunt, would your friend, would your uncle buy something if they've dabbled into meme coins? And if the answer is no, I think you're limited on the upside. That's how I see it.
yeah. And meme coins are very attractive for retail and normies, and that's the best part about it. And with a lot of these VC funding coins, guys look at it and they're like your uncle's not gonna understand what a Solana virtual machine is or an Ethereum virtual machine, nor will they ever look into it. But if they see like a pixel image of an orange or Oakmont, which I have no idea what that is, but if it's in a movie, they probably watch it. I don't watch movies too much, but ultimately, maybe
You never seen Wolf of Wall Street?
I've seen clips of it. I never watched the
Uh,
entire thing.
gotcha.
Yeah. I'm kind of out of the loop, man. I'm kind of out of the loop, but here's the thing. It is extremely popular, and because it's popular and normal people know it, they're going to click onto it. So yeah, just take a look at the 1 hour. RSI looks beautiful, just trading sideways. It's not showing any sort of like overbought. So I do agree with your assessment that we need to get into that wave 5 blow off top move. MACD did cross at one point in the 1 hourly, but then it crossed again. So when you see these massive green candles that come up and then come down and then flip red, right where we flip red, we see momentum go down. But because it flipped from red straight to green again, it's saying that the momentum is actually continuing. And when I usually see this means that the community is expanding from my experience. Now just taking a quick look at the 4 hourly. So we have the 8 and the 50. Those haven't even crossed yet. So yeah, man, I agree with your full assessment. This is a great play. It's still got some life back into it, and it's only a matter of time before it goes crazy on crypto Twitter. So I think for this one, what I might do is let it do its go through its wave 5 and then wait for a possible
Yeah.
retracement and make an entry. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I
But
think that's right. I think that's a smart move. I mean, at the end of the day, that's not a bad idea. I think, people like myself are hoping that it's going to have that Zach move to 100 million. That's what that wave one did for Zach, if you look at that coin back in the day. So obviously that's a very high standard, and obviously but that's the goal. And again, truly for anyone who's looking at it, look at it objectively. It's not going to go to a billion. Any of your meme coins on its first wave will not go 500 million to a billion. Very rarely will you find a Pepe that runs to like that numbers in 3 months. I know some of these AI coins like Goat, and we don't have time to talk about it, or at least I don't. Goat's gone up to 500 million. Those are so much outliers, extreme outliers. But I think, don't expect your coin to just go to those numbers on its first wave. But, wait for entry, wave two, the wave two to wave three move is great, or just ride the last wave. It's up to you. Be very tight with your entries and losses. But yeah, for that purpose, right now, Stratford's really good. If we had more time, Chris, I would have loved to talk more about like GOAT and the how the automated AI agents are kind of into play. But maybe we'll save it for next time. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. We can definitely save it for next time. So good stuff, man. Did you want to do one more coin or you gotta wrap this up and get
Yeah, I think
going?
I got to wrap it up. I mean, again, apologies, everyone. I know Chris had some technical issues. I had to start late. I had to take my kids to the doctor. But next week, I'll be back at it, back at the computer, and I'm going to show charts because, again, right now is the time is not to sleep. If you're listening to this, I personally only believe, till March or so. This is just how I'm seeing it, that you really have generational wealth at our fingertips. I think after the election, I'm pretty sure Trump's going to win. I hope he wins. And I think that'll be a huge boost in the economy and in your bags. So lock in every week, show up, follow my boy Chris, follow myself, and just show love. And anything you want to know, we're here for it.
Yes, sir. I think that was a phenomenal ending to this live stream, guys. And just want to apologize for the technical difficulties. We had a matrix attack, but hey, we started it and we finished it. And that's the biggest thing in life. With anything you do, anything you start, be sure to finish and make sure you get through all the get through all the problems and stuff that hit you in life. But like I said, guys, we'll catch you in the next one. Peace out, y'all.
Peace.